Hello, divine, beautiful souls. This is the Energy Speaks podcast with your host, Catriel. We have a very special guest here today. Her name is Monique Robinson, also known as
Shadisha Robinson.
All right.
Former professional tennis player.
That is incredible. We've literally just met within the last couple hours, and I'm really excited to get to know you.
Yes, you as well. An exciting journey.
So please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I originally am from Queens, New York.
Oh, wow.
And I've started playing tennis at the age of 7 years old. My dad was my coach, and I traveled the world from 12 years old to about 25. And I got to play in all sorts of professional tournaments all over the world, all Grand Slams all over the world.
Wow.
Wimbledon, French Open, the U.S. Open in 2003. Yeah, so in 2003, I played the U.S. Open. I have been an entrepreneur my entire life and have loved tennis. Tennis has been my passion. And so pretty much most of my life, it's been this journey of finding self. Because once you travel and you're well traveled, it's almost like you just want more. You get this sense of there's so much more to life when you get to explore the world and see so many different cultures, and so tennis has opened up my mind to wanting to know more about self and wanting to know more about just what life is all about. Like my whole quest in life has always been like, what is the meaning of all this? Like what am I here for? So. Started tennis, like again, it's been the best journey of my life, and now I am working as a professional tennis coach. I teach tennis. I work with children. We have a nonprofit down in Atlanta, and so the basis of my life has been tennis.
Wow.
And have changed numerous lives through the sport. I've sent kids to school on full scholarships.
Oh my God.
And what else? Now I'm just this spiritual being trying to find my purpose. And I feel like I have found it. I feel like this is it. You know what I mean? Speaking my truth. Now I'm here with you, and I feel like I'm on you're opening up the gates so that I can truly speak my truth, to everyone, for my parents, for just for the world,
God, I love that.
Yeah.
That was truly the purpose of creating Energy Speaks podcast, is everyone to be able to just have a platform, a safe and sacred space held so that they can speak their truth.
Yes, I love that. So many of us hold in, our knowings, you know what I mean? Because of fear of someone else's opinion of us, or, you know what I mean? But I've let all that go. I'm ready to tell it how it is. Tell it how it is.
I love that. So how has really tennis connected you to your spiritual journey and where you're at and where you're going?
Well, my initial beginning, like I said, the beginning of, I'm sorry. How do I say this? Tennis led me to, like I said, tennis is a very mental sport. Let's start there. Tennis is like the most mental sport there is. It's 80% mental and 20% physical, if you will. So it's all about mind-body connection, and that intrigued me. And so because I struggled with the mental side of tennis, there was times where I couldn't even hit my forehand. And there's strokes in tennis. I don't know if you heard of the forehand. There was times that I couldn't even hit a stroke. Like my mind was gone, and I couldn't figure out why that was happening. And so it intrigued me so much that I wanted to get into the mind a little bit more, study the mentality of why, what was the disconnect between me playing the sport my entire life and why I can't hit this ball in the court. You know what I mean? And so I went into understanding vibration, studying vibration. There's something called law of attraction. I'm sure a lot of people know about. It started with someone by the name of Wayne Dyer, my journey. Wayne Dyer, he was the first person that introduced me to your thoughts change your life.
Wow.
And so I've implemented Wayne Dyer's teachings into my tennis coaching. You see what I'm saying? And so now it's like, if your thoughts can change your life, your thoughts can change your game. Your thoughts can, you know what I mean? Your thoughts are everything. I'm writing a book called Red Light, Green Light, 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, so, and basically the basis of the book is we tell a lot of red stories in our life, and the red stories, they make you, when you leave somebody that tells a red story, you feel fear. You feel frustration. You feel resentment sometimes. You feel guilt even when you hear that red story, but it's about telling the green stories. The green stories, you feel uplifted. You feel like, wow, I can do anything. You know what I mean? And so I've really implemented the idea of speaking everything into existence with my clients, with my kids, and really emphasizing the fact that if you can believe it, you can achieve it. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's like if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So you speak those green stories. You tell it how you want it to be. You speak solution-oriented things. You don't speak from a problem-based mentality. And that has changed my coaching, changed me as a coach, and I've seen the improvement in my children and my students because of using this technique. Mind first, focusing on the positive, and then focusing on what you want and the solution, and then, but stay away from those red thoughts, Focus on the green stories, and you'll be surprised at how your life just evolves when you can stop telling the red stories. Something as simple as stop telling red stories.
Right.
Everything's about vibration. So if you're vibing on negative thought and you're vibing on that, that's what you're going to perpetuate. You're perpetuating your stories.
Right.
You're perpetuating your beliefs. And like I said, I didn't understand what was happening to me back in the day when my forehand was gone. All I could do was think about my forehand. I'm going to miss my forehand. I'm about to miss. Oh God, it was a feeling experience. And so I teach that you can say it all day. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. Oh, I'm going to make this forehand, but you got to feel your way to everything in life, So if you don't feel prosperous, you will not be prosperous.
Yeah.
If you don't feel love, you cannot experience love. So it has to start from these inner workings,
I agree. It's you're hitting home in so many different areas right now. It's incredible. But I will say with the feeling aspect, I'm a Scorpio. I'm
a Cancer, so we're really emotional.
And I have a Cancer moon, and so in my second birthday that I celebrate is actually July 15th, which is Cancer. So
I'm July 12th, my dad's July 15th, and my sister's July 15th. Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
I was like, man, I'm feeling a lot of water, and really it is. And when you can feel it, there's something to that. Because the thought, it's a tool. It does create, but the feeling,
powerful.
It's so much more. And I used to, I taught a Zodiac Energy Empowerment series. Mm-hmm. And the point of that entire series was to go through each Zodiac energy because we have all of them within us.
Yes.
And not use our mind to figure out what they mean. Like, what's a Leo? It's the leader, blah, blah, blah. I love talking astrology all day, but I want to be able to embody that feeling of Leo. Yeah. What does that actually feel like? And that was the whole basis of the entire program of going through and walking through these different energy zodiacs, or zodiac energies, so that we can empower ourselves in any situation, because the planetary energies are every single day and every single moment. And that can shift everything. When we take, and it's also taking that, that feeling and the mind together and blending them for that action, God, yes.
I love that.
And speaking on that, you're, speaking things into existence, I'm about to go on a road trip, and my intention is to start my book. I wrote the outline. But it's me carving out the space, the sacred space to be able to put it to action and really go there.
Yes.
So I thank you for you creating a book. And, you know, you're in that process, and I'm going to read it.
Yes, I hope so. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, and it's like I said, it started out. You know, I wanted to, you know, pretty much help children.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're the leaders. They're going to be the new leaders. And if I can get through to the children, then I can potentially help us adults that are kind of lost out here.
Wow. We were just talking about that 2 podcasts ago about, you know, the children, you know, are really like what's going to shift things, and us in connection with those children.
Yes, that's my passion.
Yes. Question. I know this is totally, you know, like on another. Oops. But what's the yellow light?
The yellow light is more like you know, when you leave a green story, you feel uplifted, you feel inspired. When you leave a red story, you kind of feel down. You know, you just feel you're in a negative space after a red story.
Yeah.
But the yellow story is like, all right, it's kind of like. It's just still, you know, just kind of a still. It's yellow, you know, slow down. I don't really like this conversation, but it could possibly help me. There's some meaning behind this, but I'm not sure type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like in that in between the positive and the negative, but you're not growing in that space either. You're not. You're kind of still stagnant and with the yellow story. You're not expanding as quickly. In yellow. Green, you're going like this. You know what I mean? You're telling those green stories. Everything's happening really like lightning fast in your life. And so the yellow stories, you're still in the slow mode of manifestation, of creating a reality. And so that's the best I can describe the yellow. I don't go too much in detail in the book with the yellow.
Yeah.
But it's more about the green, and I want to emphasize the green stories. Tell more of those stories in your life, and you will be amazed. Tell them and feel them. You will be amazed at the outcomes. I have manifested almost everything that I've set my intention on, I have manifested so far. I'm only 36, so now my intention is to help others understand that they have the power within them to tell the green stories and see them come to light.
Yes. Wow. Gosh, that's so powerful. That is so powerful. Like, I was talking with, you know, the manifestation and the law of attraction with Abraham Hicks.
I love her. I've studied her for 6 years.
Oh, my God.
So I'm 6 years in.
Oh, wow.
I am a manifester.
And, you know, it's like there's so many different ways, so many different models.
Yes.
But I love, like she's kind of, like, very, like, okay, she's kind of tough in certain areas, too.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Me too.
Because it's like, you know, we can have that monkey mind. We can go there. And let's not. Let's take that focus, and that's exactly what I see you doing with the book.
Yes.
Is with the green stories.
Yes.
It's like it's
that's exactly where I got it from.
Oh my God.
My inspiration came from her. I came up with this formula. Red, green, and yellow. You know, red, yellow. Yeah, all because of Abraham Hicks, to be honest with you. It started with Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, and her husband, Jerry, just really transformed my life. She talks all about vibration. She talks all about frequency. And so many people don't understand that vibration is just short for vibes. It's just vibes. So what are you vibing on? You know what I mean?
For reals.
What is your deepest thoughts? What are your daily thoughts like, you know? And so if you're vibing on green, I promise you're going to see a lot of green show up.
Yeah.
If you're vibing on the red story, so like I said, so it's so much about that vibration. You know, you're attracting based off of how you're feeling on a daily basis. If you're in guilt, you're attracting a lot more guilty situation. You know, I don't know how to phrase that, but just focus. You know, the ability to focus, because we can change our reality and change the momentum of our reality just by focusing on that green, focusing on, okay, how do I go from here to here? And sometimes you're in depression. So how do you go from depression to joy, or to depression to peace? That's almost impossible. So there's something called the emotional scale that I came up with as well. I'm sure everyone knows about the emotional scale, but that's in my book as well. So we can break down how to go from depression to anger, then resentment, and then, out of resentment into hope, potentially. There's frustration. You have to go up this scale in order to get from depression to love, or the ultimate feeling of love and ecstasy, pleasure, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, we're seeking joy in life, right? That's the purpose. And so if we're all trying to be happy out here, right, how do we get there? And I think that's the question that so many people struggle with. They don't know how to go from point A to point B in their life. They don't know how to get out of that darkness. And it just starts with a single thought of gratitude.
Yes.
Single thought, if you can find one thing to be appreciative of, then the momentum gets a hold of that thought. It's so important to know this so that we can pull people out of the dark.
And that's a really powerful time, or powerful statement in this time, because, well, first of all, we're in Cancer season, and again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I don't know why I didn't say that previously. I'm like, But in this will be released in actually Libra season. But
beautiful.
There's a reason. I want to bring in the Cancer season. I mean, we're talking in the Cancer energies right here, right now. And right now we're in step 11, or degree point 11 of Cancer in the sun,
Okay.
And so that's like the embodiment of Cancer, which is the 11 really stands for the Virgo energy, which is embodiment.
Okay.
And so I feel like, as we keep going towards, where we get to, instead of the 11, into the 20s, the degree points, because there's 30 degrees within each zodiac energy. We get to that point, and that's where we are truly creating that vibration, honing it in, and it's like our mastery. So when we're in that Cancer season, and we do this for all of the zodiac seasons, because there's 30 degrees for each sign, right? Mm-hmm. But that the 2 is associated with Cancer.
Wow.
And
deep. So deep. The stuff is so deep.
Right? And so I'm really curious to see how this helps transform and balance within the Libra season,
Yes.
Because this is going to be put out during that season, and we still, again, we're just taking all these different energies and putting it together like a kaleidoscope.
Yes.
So as you are a master within the Cancer energy, it's very present, and you're really creating that beautiful vibration. A vibration of love. That's what we're creating in Libra. That vibration of love through the heart, and taking the heart and the mind and putting them together.
Connecting, yes.
So, what do you?
It's awesome. I'm so excited.
What are your maybe thoughts or feelings in regards to Libra season when people are listening to this and everything?
Libra season.
Any inspiration?
I don't have much inspiration with Libra season. all I know is I dated a Libra. The love of my life is a Libra. All I can say is that I'm not like you just said. I'm not too into the zodiacs as much. Even though I know a lot about my zodiac, I know a lot about myself. I know a lot about Cancer. I'm not into. I don't know much about the degrees and things like that. I know that we're in Mercury retrograde. I do believe, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
But I feel like I have some type of calling, and it's strong, and I feel like I have to do something huge within the next year, and I have to touch a lot of lives, and I have become a public speaker, and all the fears that I've had in my life. I feel like I have to, at this point, I have to begin to overcome them. Because I have to speak my truth. I have to have a voice now, and I must stand up for what I believe in so that we can change the world. I know it's, like I said, so cliche, but change the mindsets of the people that we live amongst. Yeah. So that, it's never going to be a perfect world, but I just try to focus on leading by example.
I love that.
Leading by example. And I know that this book that I come out, hopefully November 1st.
Oh, wow. Okay. Scorpio season.
Yes. So hopefully by then it will be published, and I will be speaking on another podcast about the book a little bit more in detail because I'm still in the process of, making it come together and make sense, and just organizing the content.
That's incredible.
I'm excited for it. That's about it. But I know there's something huge coming for Shadisha Robinson, aka now Monique Robinson, and you will be hearing a lot about me, and my story coming forward. Like I said, I played against Maria Sharapova when I was, this is a huge name.
Yeah. So can I ask you? And
yeah, I know it's all for you.
What took that shift into Monique?
Monique is the name that I grew up with. My family called me Monique. Shadisha was my tennis name, so I identify with Monique, and I wanted to make sure that I go back to my roots as I'm speaking my truth.
I love that.
So I resonate more with the name Monique than Shadisha. Shadisha was an identity that claimed me through tennis. Like tennis claimed Shadisha. I didn't resonate with that name ever. It's just because I had to put that on the application. It was my first name, but I would have always gone by my first name if I had the choice.
Yeah.
I mean my middle name, which is Monique. Sorry. Yeah.
Got it.
And so, like I said, I connect with that name, and it's who I am. I'm Mo.
That's really funny because I also am going by my middle Hebrew name.
Okay.
Which is Catriel, and like it. It's funny because I was like, I'm feeling like a shift in myself.
Me too.
Especially,
huge.
Yeah, and like my goal is to go to Israel, eventually. And at this moment in time, I still have work here in the States.
Okay.
But I was really guided to, like, I even searched through, I was like, Gabriel, that's my first Hebrew name. I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
No.
But Catriel, I'm feeling. And
I love it.
It's just like, it's at the core.
Right.
And I really,
love that name.
Yes.
Catriel. Don't you feel like words or letters carry vibration? We speak about vibration, and so I've noticed in the last few years of my life, I've attracted the name E. Like all the guys that have been close to me were E. Their letters in their first name was E, and I had to look that up. It was too much of a coinciding.
Yeah. Ooh.
Events. They say coinciding events. It's coincidence. So I was like, E. What does E mean? And every letter carries a vibration.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why we want to. Monique might mean something different than Shadisha. It might, it comes off the tongue differently. I don't know. I don't know. Definitely. I'd like to go deep, but I believe that word.
Totally am right there with you.
Right. And they say that, you can change the molecules of water just by speaking positive to it. Have you heard that?
Yes. What's the dude's name?
Alan? Is it something Alan? You've heard this before?
Yes. I just literally walked in to a documentary of them, like, doctor starts with an E or an I or something. Maybe an S.
Sorry. I thought it was Alan something. I thought but I could be wrong.
But it's perfect. Like,
isn't that perfect? So you can change the vibration of the water. You can say, I love you, water. And scientists actually looked under a microscope and saw the water, like, smiling. I know that sounds weird, and then when you would talk negative to the water, it would come off in a negative vibration. Like you would see the water, like, ball all up and be like and so the water itself has energy, which is, to me, insane. Like, when I read that, I was like, okay, how is it? So just everything's so connected. Everything. We don't realize the powers we all possess.
Right. And I think that's why it's so so powerful to like bless your food.
Yes.
Like give thanks, like
Yes.
gratitude.
Yes.
Because even the alchemy of making the food, that is so deep.
Yes. Love energy all through that thing.
Because like imagine when you're cooking a meal.
Yes.
And you have the intention. You're gonna you said you have a boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. So say you're making your boyfriend a meal.
Yes.
The intention you put into that and the love that's pouring through your energy portals of like just
Yes.
your hands.
Yes.
And then like when you give that to him, what he feels, and then if you were to go to a restaurant, maybe the cook was having a bad day and is not very mindful of what energy he's using and the difference.
Wow.
It's like huge.
Wow. That's profound.
Mer.
That's profound.
But I thank you. Thank you so much for your vibration.
Thank you.
Of just uplifting, like in the stories you're telling.
Yes, I wish I could go more in detail, but I'm going to organize my thoughts.
Absolutely.
More for the next podcast and turn it up a notch, because I have so much to tell. My stories. Everyone has an amazing story.
Yeah.
But,
and I thank you for planting the seed on here, and I can definitely see you doing podcasts in your future.
Oh, thank you. You're so awesome.
And I'm just so grateful that you even like came on here and wanted to do this. Like this is amazing.
Of course. Dara has been my little angel over there. She's almost been like a vessel for me to find to actually begin the path, start the path, finish the path. But there's only a journey. So, there's only a journey. There's no destination. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. Yes. Well, and I know we'll hear more from you, and you're always welcome on Energy Speaks podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
But yes.
Thank you so much, Andrew. You're awesome.
Catriel.
Do you see that? What do you call that when you my name? I can't remember names for.
Oh no, it's perfect because I feel like our souls are like I forget names all the time.
Is that what it is? We are all connected. There's no need for a name, right?
Right. Like I mean, you can just be like Mer, because that's literally what I do.
Yeah, words are overrated.
It's and at some point in time we were in symbols.
Yeah. What's your love language? That's all that matters. Give me a love language.
But thank you so much, and just want to put back, I'm on Apple Podcasts. Please leave a review. It'd be really, really awesome to get this podcast out there, raising the vibration, And I'm also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And I'm trying to get them all out on YouTube as well. So I thank you all, divine, beautiful souls. This would not be possible without you listening. This is Catriel, your host, over and out.